Hai no Kuni countryside. Autumn was approaching later than usual in Hai no Kuni. It was that time of the year when the vistas were only just staring to adapt to the climate change, and the weather got noticeably chillier, and the sun was going down earlier than it did during the summer. Wind bellowed leaves past Naruto and Jiraiya as they walked down the dirt road in the countryside forestry for what seemed hours on end, embarked on a quest to retrieve none other than the legendary kunoichi, Senju Tsunade, granddaughter of the Shodai Hokage, and quite possibly the only person in the world that could save Sarutobi Hiruzen. "So where did you say we were going again?" Naruto asked, detaching his canteen from his utility belt and taking a sip of refreshing water. They had been traveling for 11 days now, journeying from town to town, city to city, in search of Tsunade the slug Sannin, said to be the greatest healer in the world. It was she who Jiraiya believed to be the only capable of saving the Sandaime's life. "Just keep doing that exercise I showed you," Jiraiya told him, not particularly answering his question and chucking a water balloon over his shoulder. Naruto frowned, but deftly caught the water balloon in his free hand and gripped onto it. "What kind of chakra control exercise is this anyway? I've been trying for days, but the damn thing won't pop. Can't I just use clones to do it for me? It'd sure as hell cut down the time process." "No," Jiraiya replied sternly, as he had done so many times before when posed with the question. "Now get cracking. We still got a long way ahead of us." "You know, this isn't like anything I expected when you told me you were going to be teaching me stuff," Naruto complained as he channeled his chakra into the water balloon, willing it to burst. It was much harder than it sounded, popping a water balloon with chakra. And though Jiraiya had yet to tell him what this chakra exercise was for, Naruto persevered, intent on finding it out on his own. He had nothing but time to kill anyway, as they journeyed to their destinations on foot. "My team is going to be pissed at me when I get back. I don't think they know what happened to me." Then again, why would they know? "You said this was a secret A-ranked mission, didn't you?" Naruto didn't know why retrieving a Hokage candidate wasn't an S-ranked mission. He seriously could have used the money and the distinction on his file. That would definitely piss off Sarugaku. Jiraiya didn't respond and kept walking. Naruto would have liked nothing better than to pelt Jiraiya with the water balloon, but he had been given the impression this exercise was too important for him to wasting the balloons on such childish escapades. And so the young Jinchuriki continued to channel chakra through the balloon and tried to manipulate the water inside of the balloon to explode. "Try spinning," Jiraiya suggested after a while. "Spinning?" Naruto repeated. "All right," Naruto conceded after another moment of silence. He closed his eyes and drew a deep breath as he exercised as much possible control over his chakra as he channeled it into the balloon. Spin, 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 damn it. Naruto almost jumped as he felt the water spin in the water balloon rapidly. "I did it! I mean, I'm doing it!" Naruto hadn't expected to be this excited over achieving some progression, but he was. Now to up the chakra output. With a snapping sound, the water balloon burst, and Naruto's right hand felt wet. "Hell yeah, it worked!" He punched the air, and Jiraiya shot him an approving smile over his shoulder. "So what now, Sannin?" "Just keep practicing." Jiraiya threw another water balloon over his shoulder. "And stop calling me that. You're cramping my style." "What style?" Naruto mocked. "Perving on girls less than half your age? Right, that's style." "Would it pain you so much to show a little respect?" Jiraiya complained, hanging his head as they continued down the dirt road. "You got any idea what people would give to be my apprentice? Seriously, you're the luckiest kid in Konoha to have me as your master." Naruto's eyes fell into a deadpan stare. "Yeah, I'm sure everyone would just love being thrown down a ravine at random." "That wasn't at random," Jiraiya said defensively. "And in case you forgot, you can draw out the Kyuubi's chakra and summon toads now." "Have you got any idea how tough it is to get a summoning contract, let alone one with the toads?" Naruto rubbed his chin. "You know, Shikamaru said the same thing when I gave away a summoning contract." Jiraiya face-planted mid-stride but quickly got to his feet. "You gave away a summoning contract?" Naruto nodded, to which the sage cried out in frustration. You've got to be kidding me. When Naruto shook his head, Jiraiya face-palmed. Just tell me, what animal contract was it and how many people signed it? Ferrets. And just one person signed it. I took it off him after I killed him, Naruto said with a shrug. Why is this such a big deal anyway? Truth be told, Naruto couldn't care less for the summoning contract of ferrets. As far as he was concerned, they were stupid, good-for-nothing tube-shaped rats anyway. Besides, it put him in Rei's good books and that couldn't hurt, could it? If it were a summoning contract to something cool, like wolves or hawks, I'd keep it for myself. Jiraiya let out an exasperated sigh, his shoulders slumped and shaking his head repeatedly. Why did I pick this idiot to be my student? He whined out loud, to which Naruto bristled with indignation. Look, Naruto, summoning contracts vary in rarity and value, but if you find one, and there's an off chance you don't want to sign it or don't know what to do with it, just keep it for yourself. If not for the additional summons, do it for the cash. Unless you're swimming in Rio bills, I'd sell the contract or donate it to Konoha. You'd probably get some compensation for it if you did that, and it would look great on your record. And believe me when I say, if you want to be a somebody in our line of work, you had better have an impressive record. Naruto was starting to regret his act of altruism. So the ferret contract? Do you think it would have been worth a lot of money if I kept it for myself? Naruto asked, almost not wanting to hear the answer. You bet, Jiraiya confirmed his fears. Ferrets may be small, but they're fast, and make great messengers and spies. And if it was signed by only one person, phew. You could have made some big bucks of it, kiddo. Remember that the next time you happen to stumble on a summoning contract or anything else that looks like it might be of significant value. Looking out for comrades is fine and all, but unless they can return the favor, don't be handing them jutsu when you sure as could use it yourself. And if not, the money. For the next 5 minutes, Naruto repeated, slapped his forehead, muttering, "Stupid, stupid, stupid," over and over like a mantra. Oh, how he had come to regret his decision to let Rei have the summoning contract. He could have used that money to pay his rent and buy some more equipment. Maybe buy himself some other niceties, like another cloak or trench coat similar to the one white one he was wearing now. Jiraiya had pretty much forced him to buy one on their way out of Konoha because of the chilly weather, and so Naruto forked out 4,000 Ryo, 2, for a white, short-sleeved trench coat and a beige cloak. Naruto had also been forced to put away his flak jacket and headband to avoid suspicion, and now wore a navy blue turtleneck. Don't sweat it too much, kid. At least you've now learned a valuable lesson, Jiraiya told him. Let's speed it up. We're almost at Otafaku-gai. It's not as big as Tanzaku-gai, but it's got a significant amount of casinos, so the old lady might be there. Naruto's sweat dropped. You know, there's something seriously wrong with powerful shinobi. All the strong ones I've met have some weird fetish or habit. I mean, you, Kakashi-sensei, and the old man are perverts. Orochimaru has some weird obsession with snakes and Sasuke, and this old lady Tsunade is a gambling addict. Then there was Zabuza and Haku. Zabuza was completely insane, and Haku was a crossdresser. And don't even get me started on Gaara. That guy is hands down the most disturbing person I've met. He almost makes Orochimaru look normal. We all have to cope somehow, Jiraiya shrugged indifferently. Some just don't cope as well as others and they go a little crazy. As for me, like many others in our profession, I cope with drinking and getting laid. Naruto was taken aback by his blunt response. Well, watch it. You're getting old too, you know. You don't want to break your hip or something. Naruto chuckled awkwardly. He wasn't too big on the topic of sex, especially not with someone as old as Jiraiya. I write too, you know. Jiraiya once again shrugged. And maybe you should try getting laid sometime. It's good for getting the edge off. I mean, if you go to the Ambu showers, they're usually... Right, Naruto interrupted before he learned some things he could never unlearn again. I'm just going to go ahead and forget you said that to me. A 13-year-old who isn't even allowed to legally drink yet. Jiraiya shrugged. Suit yourself. Ooh. Days later, Otafaku-gai. Well, looks like that was another dead end, Naruto stated. They were on the outskirts of Otafaku-gai, heading into the direction of Tanzaku-gai, which Naruto hoped to be able to explore properly this time around. If there was one positive thing about this mission, aside from the fact he got to spend time with Jiraiya, learn new things and get A-ranked mission pay for it, man, he had it good. It was that Naruto got to do a lot of sightseeing, something he hadn't been able to do previously on scout rotations, even though that usually took him all over the country. Jiraiya was holding a map of Hino Kuni and a pen. Yep, the Sannin crossed of Otafaku Gai, as he had done with 7 other cities Tsunade had been sighted at. My informants weren't wrong, though. She was here. That completely wrecked bar was definitely her handiwork. She's probably headed to Tanzaku Gai, so we'll need to make sure to step on it before we miss her there too. Naruto groaned. I'm definitely going to apply for a summoning contract when we get back, he said to the older shinobi. Being able to fly from destination to destination beats the hell out of walking all the time. I'd run it by Gamabunta first, Jiraiya advised him with a serious expression. Even the legendary Jiraiya walked on eggshells around the Toad Chief. It was rather hilarious in one sense, and downright frightening in another. You don't want to upset the Toads, Naruto. They're one of the few summoning kin that don't divide in clans amongst themselves. If you piss off the Toads, you piss off all the Toads, and that is never good. Naruto was perplexed. Hold on, summons have their own clans? Of course they do, Jiraiya replied, as though it was the most logical thing in the world. We have clans, don't we? We have different countries and villages. What makes you think summons are any different? It was a solid point he was making. Summons aren't that different from us, Naruto. We use them to fight, but they can use to help them too. Not too long ago, there was a war amongst hawks that even got the Toads involved, so Gamabunta took me to them to settle this dispute. Gamabunta did that? Of course he did. I'm the Toad Sage, Naruto, Jiraiya reminded him. Naruto still wasn't too sure on what that meant, as Jiraiya had often been referred to by the title, but it was never explained to him. Whatever that means, Naruto commented under his breath. Jiraiya heard him. It's part of my responsibility as Toad Sage to be involved in matters like that. Don't worry though. Jiraiya grinned in a way that made Naruto uncomfortable. One day soon I'll explain everything to you, my dear student. Because when the time is right, you will replace me and take over all of my duties, allowing me to finally return to the wonderful life of excessive drinking and copious amounts of sex. Hey, I never agreed to that. Should have read the fine print in the summoning scroll you signed, Gaki. Naruto did not realize this was a joke. What fine print? It was a few hours later and they were still traveling on foot. They had caught up with a flock of travelers on the road, and one of them who recognized Jiraiya humbly requested they escort them to their destination. Coincidentally, they were also on their way to Tanzaku Gai. Can't thank you enough, said the gray-haired flock leader for the umpteenth time. These parts have been getting more and more dangerous over the last few months. Ronin and all kinds of scum now dwell these parts. The merchant sighed with a despondent shake of his head. Konoha-nin once kept these roads safe, but ever since the invasion, it seems they've had it tougher than we thought. The postguards that protected these roads were pulled away, and the government hasn't responded to our calls for help. Jiraiya took a swing from the complimentary sake bottle they offered in return for their services. Bad times are coming for all of us, the Toad Sage told him. This may sound cruel, but Konoha serves as a military branch for our country shinobi first and foremost. When it comes down to it, we're dedicated to more serious, pressing matters than securing roads. That is something the civilian authorities should be taking care of, not the shinobi. Of course, you're right. The merchant agreed with the despondent expression still on his face. You should continue lobbying for safe passage on these roads, though, Jiraiya advised, taking another swing from the bottle. Merchants make up a great deal of our economy, I believe. That we do, said the merchant. And with that, he begged off as Jiraiya and Naruto dropped back further in the pack. I thought we were supposed to hurry up and find this old lady friend of yours. Naruto spoke at a tone so low only Jiraiya could hear him. He wasn't trying to be heartless, but he couldn't rid his mind of the image of Sarutobi on his deathbed. We need to find her before it's too late, Sannin. Jiraiya's expression was ambiguous for a moment. Just keep practicing on water balloons, kid. Let me worry about the old man back home. The sage smiled reassuringly, though Naruto wasn't certain who Jiraiya was assuring. You're getting pretty good at popping those. Naruto frowned at Jiraiya. He still hadn't figured out what the point was of the exercise. What's that exercise for anyway? I keep asking you, but you always give me some cryptic bullshit. And you're damn right I'm getting good at popping those, Naruto added, retrieving a water balloon from his coat pocket and holding it up to Jiraiya. Just watch. Naruto channeled chakra through the orb, and within seconds it burst open. See? You're right, Jiraiya agreed. It's almost child's play for you now, isn't it? Naruto nodded, prompting the sage to reach into his sleeveless red jacket pocket and withdraw a rubber ball, which he threw to Naruto in a bow. Here, play with that. Second part of the exercise. The goal is the same, but you'll have to use a different method to make it pop. Naruto groaned. You've got to be kidding me, right? Jiraiya merely shook his head, and Naruto looked down to the rubber ball in his hand. All right, this shouldn't take me too long. That's the spirit, Jiraiya said approvingly. This better be worth it, Naruto warned, frowning as he found it frustratingly impossible to channel his chakra into rubber ball. Or I'm going to be pissed at you, big time. Oh, believe you me, it's well worth the trouble, kid. Well worth it. Jiraiya nodded a few times to make his point come across. They continued to travel with the flock of merchants for a while, albeit Naruto at a slower pace, as he had to focus all of his efforts on destroying the rubber ball. Ooh. Hours later. Looks like they're stopping for a break, Jiraiya observed. That's fine by me. I could go for something to eat. How about you? The sage turned around only to realize Naruto was nowhere to be seen. Naruto? Jiraiya looked around and called out the blonde's name, getting a few stares and glances from the travelers, but he heard no reply from his student. You've got to be kidding me. Ooh, elsewhere. Maybe I should just try and channel as much chakra as the damn thing can handle. No, that doesn't sound like a bright idea. Naruto shook his head and decided to take a break and stowed the rubber ball into his pocket. Hey, Jiraiya. As Naruto looked up, he noticed with shock neither Jiraiya or any of the other travelers were around. What the fuck? Naruto opened and closed his eyes a few times and looked around. He soon deducted he must have wandered off or fallen behind whilst focusing all of his attention on completing the second stage of the exercise Jiraiya had set him. Damn it! Naruto swore. This was pretty damn embarrassing, even for him. And what was even worse, he had no idea where the hell he was, or where Jiraiya was for that matter. You've got to be kidding, Naruto muttered as he set off into the direction he believed to be right. How did I even get lost, man? This is embarrassing. Naruto wandered out aimlessly for a while before he lost his cool and punched a tree. Fuck me! Come on! He shouted so loudly. A few birds nearby took to the skies in fear. Naruto took a few deep breaths and went over his options. He considered summoning Gamahiro for some help, but decided against as it would have made him look like an idiot. Creating a legion of shadow clones to find Jiraiya seemed just as reckless, and would probably attract unwanted attention, if any. Finally, with a sigh of defeat, Naruto decided to keep walking until he either found or was found by Jiraiya. Walking on his own gave him some time to think on matters he usually didn't ponder on, or didn't want to ponder on. Naturally, the Hokage was first and foremost on his mind, followed by the short ceremony in which he and Shikamaru were inducted as true, seasoned members of the Niju Shotai, and lastly about the summoning scroll he gave away, an action he regretted but an eye-opener on his carelessness, something he was determined to work on. Naruto also thought about his old team and peers. He wondered what they were doing, whether they had changed much over the past few weeks. He hadn't seen Sakura since before he embarked on the mission to Tanzaku Gai. Strangely enough, though, he missed Shikamaru more than her or Sasuke. It was as if he had outgrown the bonds he once had with Team 7. It was rather disheartening in some ways, but strangely empowering at the same time. Naruto chuckled, thinking of all the times he had competed with Sasuke for Sakura's affections and Kakashi's approval, though he always knew Sasuke had both from day one. Then Naruto remembered the words he had said to the last of the Uchiha the day after his promotion. "I'll see you at the top." And for a moment Naruto wondered what the top meant, leaving him to wonder out loud, I wonder what that bastard's up to. Ooh, undisclosed location. In a dark cavern several hundred miles from Hinokuni's capital, there were 9 spectral figures standing in a circle, all of them with their hands in the ram hand seal. These 9 spectral figures were mere representations of their original bodies, flickering rainbow-colored silhouettes as they stood in silence. "All of you are here," said a cold voice, calculative and measured voice of the silhouette situated somewhat higher than the others. "Good. Then this meeting can finally begin." "About fucking time, don't you think, Deidara?" said another spectral figure with a pointed glance at another on the side of the ring. "We had to wait 3 fucking hours for you 2 shitheads." "It's not my fault, Sasori. No, Dana is so slow, Deidara responded, to which Sasori did not even bother to reply. "You 2 are always fucking late." "Be quiet, Hidan," ordered the figure next to Hidan. He was by far the tallest of the group, and his deep voice had a tone of menace to it. Hidan made a scoffing noise. "Fuck you, Kakuzu, you bastard. Once we're done with this meeting, I'll fucking kill you." "Enough of this nonsense," spoke the voice from before. "We have important matters to discuss. Will you be able to keep your silence until it is over, Hidan?" The cold, calculative, and measured voice had a threatening edge to it, and Hidan fell silent immediately. "Yes, Leader Sama," he replied after a pregnant pause, attempting to ignore Deidara's obnoxious sniggering. Pain paused for a moment, until the cavern fell entirely still, and then he spoke in his cold, calculative, and measured voice. "Konoha has begun to notice our operations in Hinokuni, according to Sasori's spy network. I trust this information to be accurate. That is why from now on we must make sure we are particularly careful when we are in Hinokuni. In the past, we had been able to rely on the secrecy of the shinobi villages to keep their dealings with us hidden. Unfortunately, that time has come to an end. They know of our presence. We no longer have the luxury of moving freely. So, this means we'll have to slow down our plans. That's going to cost us more. Leader Sama," Kakuzu replied with clear irritation in his voice at the thought of spending unnecessary funds. "You appointed me as the treasurer, so I believe I should inform you our funds are running low after building the bases in Shimo no Kuni and Cha no Kuni. Then there's the blockade on Cha no Kuni. It's costing us more than predicted." "I am well aware, Kakuzu," Pain replied. "That is why I had Zetsu track down several high bounties and mission contracts. We will leave the Jinchuriki be for the time being. We are in no position to challenge the Great Five for the time being." "What?" Deidara burst out. "We're so close to snatching the Yanbi, and you're going to make us back off now? Is that going to be a problem?" Kane challenged. Deidara growled and reluctantly backed down. "No, Leader Sama." Pain nodded and cast a panning gaze over the 8 other spectral figures, resting his purple and ripple-patterned eyes on spectral figures. One was nearly as tall as Kakuzu and carried a large weapon on his back, and the other's eyes were set in the fully matured Uchiha sight. "Itachi, Kisame, you will need to back off from the Kyuubi for the time being. This goes for all of you. The bijou will be collected at a later date. Is that understood?" "Yes, Leader Sama," replied the shorter of the two, to which his tall companion nodded. Pain then shifted his gaze back to the tallest of the 9. "Kakuzu, have your men dissolved the blockade on Cha no Kuni. The surrounding nations are becoming restless and are rallying together in fear. Mizu's daimyo, related to Cha no Kuni's royal house by blood, has now promised a navy to be upon their shores by the end of this week. It has become abundantly clear this entire operation is more troublesome than it is profitable. Where shall I move the fleet?" "That is up to your discretion," Peen answered. Then, shifting his gaze to the oddest shaped of silhouettes, Peen said, "Zetsu, any news of Orochimaru? It is imperative that we retrieve the ring he took with him." "He's quite difficult to track, Leader Sama," Zetsu reported. "The last time we saw him, we managed to deal some damage, but he got away," added a second voice, emanating from the same source. "Will you have us try again, Leader Sama?" "We are quite confident we will not fail this time." White Zetsu's counterpart sniggered ominously. "One of our spies in his camp has reported he is on his way to recruit his former teammate, Tsunade of Sannin. Clearly, our latest encounter with him has put him on edge, and he's trying to make as many allies as he can. This piece of information had its clear effect on the others, even the ever-so-composed Sasori and Itachi. If she joins him, it will be far more difficult to take out the snake, Sasori said in a smooth voice, as calculative as Pain's. Even at her age and years of inactivity, she can prove to be a troublesome opponent. That old lady? I heard she hasn't fought in nearly 10 years. How can you still fear her, Sasori? Goaded Kisame. Even in the poorly lit cavern, his shark teeth gleamed visibly in relish, causing Sasori to bristle. If you want, Itachi and I can retrieve the ring, Leader-sama. We are in High no Kuni right now. It shouldn't take us too long to find them. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Kisame, Pain acknowledged, but you are highly unwise in underestimating the Tsunade of Sannin. We shall find another way to retrieve the ring. Time is still on our side. Until then, keep yourselves occupied with your new assignments. Zetsu will come see all of you individually. Yes, Leader-sama. Understood. Got it, Pain's spectral form nodded. Now then, this meeting is adjourned. Bzeet. With that, the spectral form of Leader disappeared, and the others followed suit. Oh, with Naruto. A shrill scream in the distance alerted the blonde as he snapped out of his thoughtful daze and immediately looked to the direction where the sound had come from. I better check that out, Naruto decided, and he took to the trees, jumping from branch to branch with haste. The scream had sounded feminine, and Naruto remembered. With a cold feeling in his gut, Ronin and all kinds of scum had been wandering around these parts. He didn't want to think of what could happen if a woman decided to travel here on her own. With that disturbing thought on his mind, Naruto sped up and, as he had expected, stumbled upon a revolting sight. A woman, kicking and screaming, was pinned down to the floor by several men, one of whom was tying her hands together as another tore at her clothes. Naruto launched a kunai with a swiping motion of his hand, and the projectile lodged into the rope-tying bandit's skull, killing him instantly. His comrades were startled and slow. Naruto would have taken them out in their moment of confusion had it not been for their bowman, who was clearly the most competent, as he shot an arrow at Naruto on reflex. Naruto jumped from tree to tree to get a good fix, but the bowman was incredibly fast and accurate. Then, Naruto appeared to be struck. He fell backwards out of the branch, clutching his shoulder as though he was injured. But in reality, it had been a feint, as he substituted himself with a fallen branch nearby. Naruto appeared behind a brush, going through a string of hand seals, which ended in the serpent a split second before he slammed both hands on the ground beneath his feet. Doten, Doryu Taiga. The earth beneath his feet instantly grew moist and rose as it formed into a mudslide wave directed at the bowman, whose loss of balance made him fire his next arrow unintentionally, which ended up lodged into another Ronin's throat, who slumped down a tree as he gagged and gurgled shortly as the bowman drowned in the mud. There were only a handful of Ronin left, and Naruto redirected his Earth Flow River to tackle them to ground, suffocating them with a suffocating coat of inescapable mud. With grim satisfaction, he rose to his full height. He had to give it to the old man. This jutsu was definitely worth the trouble to learn, even though it took quite a bit longer than the rest of the jutsu Naruto had recently acquired. Shifting his gaze to the Ronin's would-be victim, he saw her crying silently and sobbing hysterically. "Are you all right?" Naruto asked, with a gentle tone. Fortunately for her, he had saved her from an horrible experience, but now he had no inclination on how to deal with the situation. "Hey, lady!" Finally, she spoke through her sobbing and weeping. "Gee, go away, please, T, thank you for helping me be, but please, just leave me be." "Yeah, that's not going to happen." Naruto almost immediately chastised himself mentally for his done as a look of fear struck the woman. "Look, you're clearly injured and it's not safe here for you." He quickly elaborated. "Why don't you just come with me? I have friends with me in this forest, though I seem to have lost them at the moment." Naruto unhooked his canteen from his utility belt and knelt down by the woman, noticing her tense up immediately as he did so. "Here, drink some water. I'd offer you some food, but I don't have anything other than rationing bars on me." Naruto allowed her to empty his canteen whilst he fished out some rationing bars. One was dried meat and the other more of a high-energy granola bar. She took them anyway and attacked both at the same time. I was as if she hadn't had any sustenance in days. So, do you want to tell me what happened here? He made eye contact with the woman and suddenly felt like he shouldn't have, as he saw her dark blue pupils widen in shock on battered and bruised face. "You're a boy?" She asked as though she had expected a different answer when Naruto nodded. "Oh, right. Well, you seem pretty banged up, so I'll have to carry you. Is that going to be a problem?" Naruto felt like a bastard for thinking it, but this lady was starting to become a pain in the ass. He didn't exactly regret saving her. No, he would have that 1,000,000 times over. But it was his stupid need to save people that was getting him sidetracked. Why was that? He so often tried to figure out. No one sure as hell tried save him, aside from the Hokage, and everyone else who came to be his friend did so only after months and months of Naruto trying to gain their friendship. Those endeavors usually ended up in him getting hurt with little to no acknowledgement at all. No, Naruto would have to go through extreme lengths to gain the respect of those around him. And then, Naruto stopped thinking altogether, though only for a moment. When did I start to think like that? Naruto was now fully aware of the nature of his thoughts. One mission with Jiraiya, and I'm starting to regret everything I've done for the people around me. Man, that guy must be a cynic at heart. Naruto blinked a couple times. He realized he must have been scaring the lady with his silence. "Are you all right?" she asked. Naruto nodded reassuringly. "Yeah, just let me take care of something real quick." Naruto rose to his feet and formed a Kage Bunshin. "Go collect those weapons. They might be worth something." He instructed out loud for the benefit of the woman, who seemed understandably terrified. Jiraiya had made a good point before. Thus, Naruto saw no reason why he should leave perfectly good weapons lying about when he could sell them and make a profit off them. "Don't be afraid. It's just a stupid clone," Naruto told her. His clone jerked and shot him an evil look, but didn't respond for the sake of the woman. "Shina. That's your name?" Naruto asked, to which she nodded. "That's a nice name, Shina-chan. My name is Naruto. Do you want to tell me what happened here?" I don't want to talk about it," Shina replied, her voice noticeably steadier. "Can we go to your friends now, or wherever it is you want to take me? I just want to get out of here." She cast a glance to the muddy corpses of Ronin that had tried to rape her. "Please." Naruto nodded as his clone walked over to him with a sealing scroll and dispelled itself once Naruto put it away. "Hop on." Naruto crouched in front of the woman and waited patiently as she hesitantly climbed on his back. "You're heavier than you look," he lied. Shina made a shrill sound of indignation. "That's a rude thing to say. It's poor upbringing to say things like that about a lady, you know. I'm an orphan, sue me." Naruto shot back as he started to walk into the direction he felt was right. As they walked, Naruto had a faint smile on his face. Getting her worked up would distract her from thinking of what had nearly been done to her. "Seriously, you weigh like a ton of bricks." Hey. Hours later. Shina had fallen asleep by the time Naruto had managed to track down Jiraiya and the traveling flock. "Thanks for walking out on me," Naruto shouted from the distance as he approached, understandably getting some strange and questioning glances with Shina on his back. Jiraiya waited for him to come closer and then bonked him lightly on the head. "You're an idiot. I take my eyes of you for 1 second, and I lose you for a good 3 hours. You seriously need to work on your tracking skills. It couldn't have taken you this long to find us. We even left trails. In case you haven't noticed, I got sidetracked thanks to this one." Naruto jerked his head in the direction of Shina. "She would have been, well, you know, if it weren't for me." He wasn't too comfortable thinking of what would have happened either. Then again, he was only 13. "Well, we're glad to have you back, Uzumaki-san," said the merchant from before as he walked over to them. "We're stopping here for the day, so you can leave your friend with my wife. She'll clean her up and feed her properly." Shina had woken up to that and clutched Naruto tightly, digging her fingers in his arms. "Ouch!" Naruto hissed in pain. "Relax. Sheena, these are good people. You can trust them. And if it helps, I'll have a clone with you the entire way, all right? She finally relented and allowed her to be guided away by the merchant and Naruto's clone. So, what's her story? Jiraiya asked, settling down by a tree as the travelers pulled their beasts of burden and carriages aside from the road and began setting up tents and fires to prepare their meals. Ronin, huh? Naruto gave a simple nod. I heard her scream, so I went to check it out, and then I found them. They weren't a problem, though. It was just difficult to get her to come with me. Naruto plopped down next to the sage and retrieved his last rationing bar and tore it open. If you're wondering whether you're an idiot for saving her, you're not, Jiraiya told him. We're shinobi, true, but that doesn't mean we can't help people. I've been in your situation before, and odds are we'll both be in similar situations in the future, so don't beat yourself up about it. Naruto nodded and stretched out his arms. Leaning against tree he sat under and closing his eyes. I'm gonna get some sleep in. No, you're not, Jiraiya told him, presenting him with another rubber ball. Get in the practice you lost out on while you went on your little endeavor. Naruto groaned and took the rubber ball of him with a begrudging, fine. He practiced for a few hours into the night, long after Jiraiya and the rest had gone to sleep, before he too finally succumbed to fatigue and nodded off. Ooh, the next day. Looks like we're here, shouted the merchant over his shoulder as the city's gates came into view. They had long since required protection on the roads, as they had left the perilous roads through the forest hours ago, but Jiraiya had decided they would stick with them for a while longer, nonetheless. We can't thank you enough, Jiraiya-sama, said one of the travelers. And you too, of course, Uzumaki-san, added another. Others began to join in, and Naruto rubbed the back of his head, greatly enjoying the multitude of thanks. It's no big deal, he told them, although he wouldn't have minded if they kept thanking him. It was nice to be needed, and even better to be thanked for it. Naruto-kun, I can't thank you enough, Sheena said as she walked up to him and drew him into a hug. She quickly withdrew herself, and though she was a few years older than him, she sported a red tinge on her cheeks, flustered and perhaps a little embarrassed even by her act. Really? I can't thank you enough. Naruto merely smiled and nodded, quite unsure of what to say. Don't mention it, he told her. Take care of yourself, Sheena. All right, we've got to get going. Take care, people! Jiraiya placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder and guided him into another direction. Once they passed the town gates, Jiraiya held up a hand in farewell as they took off in a different direction. All right, we'll be going now. Take care. The travelers shouted some final goodbyes. Rasengan, do you really think your old lady friend is going to be here? Naruto asked as they walked down familiar roads he had walked nearly 2 weeks ago. This must be the 6th place we've tried, right? I'm starting to get worried about the old man. You and me both, kid. Jiraiya looked at him and patted him on the back. I'm not sure if she's going to be here, but I'm sure hoping she is. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have to find a place to wait for a couple of hours, Jiraiya said, looking to bright afternoon sky. Why's that? Naruto questioned. It's too early, Jiraiya answered. There's no way Tsunade's going to be up and about. Not at this hour. We'll have to wait till dark if we're going to get a chance at seeing her. In the meanwhile, though, I'm going to take a soak in the local onsen. Naruto furrowed his brows in a disappointed stare. You're off to perv on random women while we're supposed to be on a mission? Come on, Sannin, this is low even for you. The blonde exhaled exasperatedly. When was this guy going to give his libido a rest? Look, kid, I've been a lot more missions than you have, all right? I know how to spend my time, so don't go lecturing me, Jiraiya said with clear annoyance. Naruto couldn't argue with him there since it was true. Why don't you come with me? You could use a soak, and if it makes you happy, why don't you do that exercise I showed you in the water? That did sound pretty good, Naruto had to admit. He couldn't remember the last time he visited an onsen. Oh wait, yes he could, and it wasn't exactly great either. Learning how to water walk on boiling hot water was a damn good way to keep motivated, though. Naruto had to credit Ebisu for that. Finally, he gave in. All right, I'll come to your stupid onsen, but don't try to drag me into your game of peeping Tom. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. What? You're not into women? Jiraiya goaded. Fuck you, Naruto shot back. Let's get going already, Sannin. Jiraiya made an indignant noise. When will you stop calling me that, kid? You're cramping my style. What style, Gigi? Damn it. Ooh. Hi, no Kuni. Tanzaku Gai outskirts. In the countryside of Haino Kuni, on the far of Tanzaku Gai, 3 cloaked men in matching gray cloaks and conical straw hats stood on a hilltop overlooking the city of Sin in the distance. On the right was a bespectacled white-haired adolescent man. He wore his hair in a ponytail and had an air of smug confidence and intelligence about him. We are nearly there, Orochimaru-sama, Kabuto stated, looking to the man on his left, withdrawing a hand from his cloak to push up his old-fashioned spectacles. Tsunade of the Sannin. She was sighted here not too long ago. Orochimaru did not answer and merely flicked his tongue hungrily. How many years had it been since he last saw her? Orochimaru remembered the day well. It was not so long after her younger brother, Nawaki, had met his early end on the battlefield. In a way, Orochimaru mused, he and Tsunade very much alike, for she too was proven to be a prodigy unlike any other, even amongst the elitist. Skilled and competent, as such was expected of the Shodai's granddaughter. Orochimaru once held fond memories of her. After all, she had saved his life many times on the battlefield. There was perhaps even a time he would have seen her as a suitable partner. Yet, that fondness came to an end one day, as Orochimaru realized such petty attachments were mere distractions, obstacles on his path to greatness. To become the ultimate being, to fully immerse in the years of scientific research, he knew he would have to cut out his own heart and feed it to the monstrous creature that was his obsession, his insanity. The twisted darkness that resided inside him since birth, festering for years, ever since he had been made an orphan by war. I'm looking forward to see if she's as fine people say she is. Sniggered the cloaked figure behind the two, his hands stowed underneath his cloak. I heard her tits are the size of mountains. The serpent summoner repressed the urge to kill him where he stood. He was too competent of an asset to be disposed of so carelessly, especially in these times when so many wanted his head and so few would prefer it to remain on his shoulders. Sasaki, be silent, ordered Kabuto, predictably irked by their companion's vulgar mannerisms. When we go to see her, you best keep your mouth shut, or I will shut it for you. Do I make myself clear, Sasaki-kun? Sasaki chuckled provocatively. Sure. No problem, Kabuto-senpai. Enough, Orochimaru ordered, and they immediately fell silent. The 3 cloaked men began to descend from the hilltop. With Jiraiya and Naruto. Naruto pulled the towel of his head and threw it on top of the heap of used towels in the corner of locker room. Man, that hit the spot. He had to admit taking a soak in the onsen had been a lot more enjoyable than he thought it would have been. Jiraiya's perversion was lost on him as he soaked for a few hours, giving his body a well-deserved break for the first time since his promotion and making some progress with popping the rubber ball. So far, he had only gotten it to expand in size, but according to Jiraiya, he was thinking along the right lines. Perhaps if he applied finer chakra control and channeled the chakra too, whilst applying greater output. Naruto closed his locker and shoved his sealing scroll in his pouch. Having opted to wear brown cargo shorts and a green t-shirt with complimentary disposable slippers from the bathhouse rather than wear his shinobi attire and coat as it was too hot. Instead, Naruto sealed all of his equipment in his sealing scroll, which he stowed in the pouch now clipped to his lower back. See, that wasn't so bad. Jiraiya dried his hair with a towel in one hand and helped himself to a glass of an exotic-looking beverage, completely with a wedge of pineapple and a tiny parasol. Naruto had found it rather feminine of him, yet he had to admit it looked rather tasty. Still, he decided against drinking even though he was positive Jiraiya would let him. Hold this, kiddo. Jiraiya passed him the drink and then shot him a warning look. Get your own if you want one. Naruto's expression faltered. He had hoped to steal a sip or two, but instead watched Jiraiya tend to his vanity, as the sage ran a hand through his spiky white hair and cupped his chin in thought. Shorter it is, Jiraiya decided. and he made the ram hand seal. Instantly, Naruto could see his hair decrease in length and increase in density, giving it a more rugged, gravity-defying look. What do you think? Truth be told, if Naruto hadn't known any better, he would have thought Jiraiya could pass for someone in his 30s. The man had an incredibly youthfulness about him, and aside from the several scars he had here and on his torso, accumulated from 40 years worth of experience as a shinobi, his skin was practically flawless, and judging from his chiseled physique, he took great care of his body. Still, Naruto wasn't about to admit that. That would just be weird. "You're a little girl on the inside," Naruto said without missing a beat. "Still, that is an awesome jutsu. Could you teach it to me?" Jiraiya gave him a curious look. "Apologize first." "Fine, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings." Naruto apologized with absolutely zero repentance in his voice. "You little girl," he added under his breath. Jiraiya beckoned him and took his drink back as Naruto stood before the mirror, taking a sip and slapping the blonde in the back of the head. "I heard that," he informed. "Maybe another time." "It's not as easy as I make it look. Here, get me a refill." Jiraiya handed Naruto the glass, empty aside from the ice cubes as the sage at his pineapple wedge. "I'll get dressed." Naruto swore a string of profanities on his way out and returned minutes later to find Jiraiya dressed in his usual matching green kimono robe over a fishnet shirt, shinobi trousers, wooden getas, and sleeveless red kabuki jacket. Like Naruto, the sage had stowed away his cloak. "Gimme that." Jiraiya took the refill from Naruto and downed in 3 large gulps, closing his eyes and pulling a relishing expression as the alcoholic beverage went down his throat. "You're going to love this stuff when you're older, kiddo," Jiraiya told him, placing the empty glass on a nearby table and leading them outside. The Chunin shrugged and followed. "Yeah, like, I haven't got enough problems that want to make me drown my sorrows with alcohol," Naruto commented on their way out. "So, we're gonna look for Tsunade now, or are we gonna have a good time with those geishas over there before that?" he asked sarcastically. Jiraiya laughed and continued to lead the way. "I've got a better idea. How about we go get a few drinks instead?" "Oh, come on! I was being sarcastic," Naruto complained. "You seriously couldn't give the old pervert a window like that, could you? Can we just get to looking for Tsunade? It's nearly been 2 weeks now, Jiraiya. It's not like we've got time to be..." "Relax! We'll probably run into her in one of these bars," Jiraiya explained. "If there is one person that can drink me under the table, it's Tsunade." Jiraiya patted his stomach. "I can go for some food. What about you, kid?" Naruto was about to protest when his stomach grumbled. "Sure, but you're buying," Naruto said. "I'm running low on cash as it is, and you still made me buy that stupid cloak and coat. I've hardly got money left to stock up on sealing paper, ink, some new gloves and sandals, and kunai. I've been using the Kage Bunshin variation of projectiles for a while now, but it's taxing on chakra. And before you say anything, it never hurts to conserve your chakra, right?" Jiraiya agreed rather easily. "Sure, why not? I've got some extra sealing paper if you want." He patted the large scroll on his back. "I don't just carry this around as an icebreaker for the ladies, kiddo." "That's right. You're pretty damn good with Fuinjutsu, aren't you, Sannin?" Naruto remembered. He had completely forgot about that. "Hey, can you give me some pointers on creating seals? I'm trying to create my own to save up on money. Maybe some other time," Jiraiya replied, patting him on the shoulder. "You still have some ways to go with that jutsu I've been trying to teach you. I'm not teaching you anything else until you've got that one down, understood?" "Jutsu?" Naruto repeated. Then it dawned on him, these exercises were just simply for his chakra control. Noticing his slip-up, Jiraiya didn't bother to deny it and started laughing. "It took you long enough to notice." "A new jutsu, huh?" Naruto's repertoire in that department had improved by leaps and bounds since his promotion, but it never hurt to another ace in the hole. Now that he knew he was actually learning a jutsu and not some vague chakra exercise, Naruto felt a lot more motivated to get it down. "So what kind of jutsu are we talking about, Sannin? You seriously need to stop calling me that." Jiraiya looked over his 2 shoulders to the attractive geishas laughing at the mentioning of his nickname. "You're cramping my..." "Just get to the point, Gigi," Naruto demanded with fluster. "Come on, What about this jutsu you're trying to teach me? What's it called? What's it do? Is it badass? It's gotta be pretty awesome, right? Right? Jiraiya sighed with a dramatic, downcast expression. Can't this wait till after we've had something to eat? No, Jiraiya smiled wryly. I guess not, huh? Follow me. Naruto frowned with confusion and followed Jiraiya into an alleyway, and the sage held out his right in front of Naruto, drawing his attention immediately. The exercises I've been showing you are in fact the 2 stages you have to complete to learn this jutsu. Naruto's eyes lit up with amazement as chakra began to swirl in Jiraiya's hand. You're spinning your chakra. Stage 1 was designed for you to learn how to spin your chakra. Jiraiya furrowed his brows as a sphere began to form in his hand. And Stage 2. That's meant for you to learn how to form into a self-sustaining sphere. Naruto's jaw nearly dropped as perfect sphere formed in Jiraiya's hand, spinning rapidly and making a screeching hum that was rather pleasant to listen to. What is that? Naruto didn't even notice he was whispering by now. This, Naruto, said Jiraiya was a devilish grin, is the Rasengan. And then the sphere dispelled in an instant. What do you think, kiddo? That's amazing. So that's how you do it? Naruto reached into his cargo shorts pocket and retrieved the rubber ball. Now that I've seen it, I think I can. No, Jiraiya said quickly, looking around. We're in a pretty densely populated area, Naruto. If you screw it up, it's not just you that can get hurt, you know? You mean those people out there? No, I'm talking about me, idiot, Jiraiya deadpanned. Come on, I'm hungry. Let's go. The sage didn't wait for an answer, and walked out of the alley and turned into the first inn he saw. Naruto followed suit with an annoyed expression. He had to get down that exercise soon. If you're paying, can't we at least go to a restaurant? Jiraiya stood still for a moment, and Naruto bumped into. No, I think we picked just the right spot. Jiraiya looked over his shoulder and pointed into the direction of 2 women in the corner, sitting by themselves and enjoying a drink. Naruto's eyes widened at the sight of them, particularly the pigtailed blonde in a grass-green gambler's jacket over a sleeveless gray kimono-styled blouse held closed by a broad, dark bluish-gray obi that matched her pants. She looked like the women on adult magazine covers with her blouse revealing sizable cleavage, accentuated by the emerald necklace she wore around her neck and her full lips colored pink with lipstick. Aside from the gamble kanji on her back, another notable feature about her was the diamond tattoo on her forehead. Damn, was all Naruto could say, and Jiraiya chuckled. She's my age, you know, Jiraiya reminded him with a chuckle, taking great pleasure in seeing the look of shock AMD repulsion in Naruto's face. That's right, Gaki. You were just having impure thoughts over my 50-something-year-old teammate. Naruto felt sick to his stomach, suddenly feeling absolutely zero attraction to the buxom blonde. You're fucking with me, aren't you? Naruto accused with a glare at Jiraiya. The toad sage merely shook his head and laughed. You're telling me that was your teammate? Jiraiya rubbed his chin, as he always did when in thought. Believe it or not, she was as flat as a Rio coin back in the day. She didn't get to look like that until she was in her 20s, Jiraiya smiled, clearly a fond memory coming to him. Let's go say hello. Naruto followed the sage as they walked over to the table where Tsunade sat next to her dark-haired companion, a woman modestly dressed in a dark-colored kimono hugging a piglet to her chest. That's an odd choice for a pet, Naruto thought as they came to a stop in front of the two. Tsunade's companion was visibly and audibly surprised as Jiraiya stood before them, casting a glance at Naruto briefly and then turning her eyes back to Jiraiya. Jiraiya-sama, she greeted friendlily, albeit somewhat nervously. What are you doing here? Look, Tsunade-sama, it's your old friend. Tsunade audibly exhaled with annoyance and looked up. Her light brown eyes shone with disdain. What do you want, Jiraiya? It's been a while, Tsunade.